Stand by.
Oof.
Go ahead and take the mag out.
Hostage down.
Rear, set it down on the passenger side. Step on up. Right, clear. Kind of hit on a non-thread.
He killed him.
Hey guys, Hop here. Thanks for tuning into TFBTV. I just got back from a trip to New Hampshire to check out the newest iteration in the SIG P365 series, the 365 X-Macro. As you can probably infer from the name, it is a bigger 365 that holds more ammunition. Now with a standard capacity of 17 rounds of 9mm and a flush fit magazine. The 365 X-Macro is dimensionally very similar in size to the 365 XL. It's the same length, it's a little bit taller, has a little bit more room in the grip to fit that 17-round flush fit magazine. The 17-round standard magazines for the X-Macro are very nearly identical in size to the 15-round extended magazines for the 365 and the 365 XL. Otherwise, the X-Macro is still very slim. It's still just about an inch wide, the same as the 365 and the XL. The X-Macro does have a slight palm swell at the base of the grip to give you a little bit more purchase. SIG was also able to integrate a swappable backstrap system into the X-Macro, so you can replace the default size backstrap with a smaller one or a larger one. I've always found that the 365 XL was tall enough to fit my hand pretty well. It was just a little bit on the slim side, so the X-Macro with the large backstrap is a great improvement for me. The X-Macro also has a real 1913 accessory rail on the dust cover instead of the proprietary SIG rail system used on the 365 and the 365 XL. So it should be a good fit for a light like a TLR7 or maybe TLR7 sub or one of the Foxtrot 2s that SIG makes. There's nothing really new on top of the 365 X-Macro. It still uses the same SIG X-ray night sights. It is also pre-cut for optics using the SIG Romeo 0 pattern, very similar to the Holosun K pattern, Shield RMSC, or J-Point pattern. The 365 X-Macro is still built off of the same fire control unit as the other guns in the 365 series, so it should be very modular. The version of the 365 X-Macro that will be available on launch actually uses the integrated compensator system from the 365 XL Spectre Comp. So that is a full-length 365 XL slide with integrated compensator cuts and a shorter barrel shrouded underneath. There's a great video from the Humble Marksman channel here on YouTube, remember that name for later, that compares a 365 XL Spectre Comp to a traditional 365 with an extended barrel and a thread-on compensator. The short version is that the Spectre Comp system doesn't give you the same level of compensation as a traditional thread-on compensator. However, it's a lot less temperamental when it comes to ammunition selection. As far as the shooting characteristics of the X-Macro goes, the Spectre Comp system means that if you shoot it in an enclosed space, it'll definitely rattle your cage, but you do get a slight and noticeable effect from that Spectre Comp compensator cut. Once you get used to the different recoil impulse of the Spectre Comp system versus a traditional non-compensated pistol, you can take advantage of that to keep the gun flatter during doubles or strings of fire. It's kind of universally accepted that higher pressure ammunition gives you more results when you're shooting with a compensator. We shot these pistols on the outdoor range of the new SIG Experience Center in Epping, New Hampshire. No, I haven't heard of it either. And just like last time TFB's Luke C and I went on the road to test a new SIG pistol, we got to run these things through sort of a competition stage. Phil Strader is one of SIG-Sauer's product guys, but he's also a competition handgun beast, and he put together a bunch of steel challenge stages for us to shoot in Florida with the new SIG 322. This time there were a series of pistol challenges much more similar to USPSA or IDPA. There were 4 stages, 2 of them were steel targets that we shot using the X-Macro equipped with a Romeo 0 Elite. The other 2 stages were on cardboard, which we shot using an iron-sighted, traditional out-of-the-box configuration. I had the fastest overall time on one of the steel stages, and I probably would have done a lot better if I didn't completely forget about 2 of the targets on one of the cardboard target stages.
Definitely didn't shoot one of those.
Oh!
If finished.
If you are finished.
Oh, shit.
Oh well, no do-overs, so that's just the way that it goes. Luckily, Phil Strader's scores were not counted, nor were the scores from other competition shooters like SIG's Lena Michalek or Taryn Butler. Otherwise, I would have lost by a lot. The overall winner of the competition was the Humble Marksman, who walked away with the championship belt. You'll have to check out his channel, and he'll probably have a video about this if you want to see his full coronation and his Macho Man Randy Savage-inspired speech. It was pretty epic. Just like in Florida with the SIG 322 launch, we put a ton of ammunition through a whole bunch of different 365 X-Macros. I didn't have a single malfunction of any kind. The ammunition we were shooting was SIG's in-house produced 365 series ammunition, which consists of a ballistically matched training and defensive load. They are also formulated to be most effective from a short barrel. It's actually got the barrel length that it's chronographed with right there on the box, which is nice. Probably a lot more companies should be doing that. Obviously, you could shoot that ammunition from any short-barreled pistol and you'd still get the increased effect, but it's definitely intended to be used out of a 365 series pistol with that exact 3.2-ish inch barrel length. So final verdict on the 365 X-Macro. I don't have one yet, but I do have a verdict in progress. For my money, I would much rather have a traditional 365 XL slide instead of the Spectre comp system. For a carry gun, i.e. not a competition or a duty gun, I'm not overly concerned about those rapid-fire splits, and I kind of don't like the added concussion from the Spectre comp system, plus it does drive up the cost of the pistol a little bit. The 365 X-Macro isn't going to cost nearly as much as the Spectre comp because it doesn't have the fancy titanium nitride on it. The retail price street should probably be somewhere around $800. It's very possible that there will be a version of the X-Macro available from the factory with a standard 365 XL type slide, and that's the one I would greatly prefer, and I think it would actually be a little bit cheaper. Of course, since the FCU platform is still very modular, you could always just get a 365 XL slide and drop it onto an X-Macro frame, but then you'd be buying probably two guns and ending up with some parts you're not going to need. The bigger question might be, does the 365 X-Macro make full-size pistols obsolete? Standard capacity of 17 rounds in a gun that's significantly smaller than a Glock 19 or a SIG 320 compact, with more ammunition, or a gun that has the same standard capacity as a full-size duty pistol like a Glock 17 or a 320 full-size, but is significantly smaller, seems pretty appealing. However, there are a lot of other benefits to full-size handguns, such as using full-size red dots, which are easier to acquire sight picture with, generally have better battery life, better controls, a little bit more rugged. And even though a lot of these double-stack micros are a little bit more shootable and controllable than the first generation of single-stack micros, there's still something to be said for having extra grip width on those full-size pistols. So the 365 X-Macro is not going to replace a full-size duty pistol anytime soon. However, you might make a case for it as a gun that is mostly intended for concealed carry, but you could also flex it into an outside-the-waistband duty role. That still seems a little bit tenuous to me, but as far as concealed carry goes, it's really hard to beat. That is a very small, slim gun with a very high standard capacity. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like TFBTV, you can support us by subscribing to the channel so you can see more videos. You can also support us directly via Subscribestar and Utreon. Links to both of those are in the video description. If you support us, you'll be eligible for a lot of cool giveaways that James puts together. Free belts and stuff from Blue Alpha Gear, free guns, all that kind of stuff. We're also supported by our other sponsors, Ventura Munitions and Top Gun Supply. See you guys next time.
Ball 19.